This anime absolutely destroys any other isekai. I'm not usually an isekai kind of guy because it kind of gets boring watching the main character get his bullshit power up in another world just because he was a dickhead in the first. But what does Mushoku Tensei do different? Let me give you a little backstory. Rudy, originally from Japan, a shut-in because of bullying and then kicked out by his parents. In the end, he tries to save a couple high schoolers from a truck and ends up in another world. Rudy wasn't just another asshole who hated everyone and just wanted to be horny. He was literally hung naked in the front of his school and laughed at, all because he decided to stand up to some dickheads in the lunch line. So he actually has great motivation, but it's how this motivation in the different seasons develop. It makes it feel like a whole new world each season. Side tangent, but what the fuck is a cur? I have no idea! Season 1 feels almost boring except for Ryujin and Iris. And at that point, his main motivation was still get laid while finding his family. You can't really blame him for it considering where he came from, but I'd think after 12 years in an entirely new world, you'd cool off a bit. But in all honesty, if not for reviewing this anime, I would have stopped here. At this point in season 1, I was just kind of bored. But good god, am I thankful I didn't stop. Cause season 2 hit me like I was about to be isekai'd. For season 2, we have Rudius depressed because he lost his first time to Eris and she ran off. She felt that she was too dependent on him. And he gets fucking erectile dysfunction. And fights with his condition until he meets up with Sylphie, an elf girl who Rudius saved from bullying in his village years ago. They start hanging out again after the great transportation and reunites with Rudius after she became pretty independent and went on to marry Rudius. So now he jumps from horny motherfucker to family man. He has a greater purpose in this world than he ever did in the first, which brings me to Nanahoshi. First time I've ever seen the trope of someone who gets transported to another world, but desperately wants to go back to their original world. So much that she nearly goes batshit insane trying to do it. I love how the anime does these two sides of the same coin differences, like Eris and Roxy. Roxy, Rudius' master, got saved by Rudy in a labyrinth. She confessed her love for him, but with Rudy having a child on the way and being married, what do you think he did? A, let her go. B, kill her. C, be a horny bastard. If you chose C, you were correct as hell, because just as she was prepared to step away, Rudy, following his old man Paul, decided to marry her. But Eris and Roxy are two sides of the same coin. Since Roxy herself is a great mage, she was okay relying on Rudy, but to Eris, being a great sword fighter wasn't enough. She needed more, so she left him. They both loved Rudius, they said he was amazing, but I'd like to see the dynamic if Eris ever does come back. Will Rudius' erectile dysfunction come back? Will it make a season 4 return? I don't know, but I feel that she'll come back and Rudy will end up with 3 lives. That's just an anime-only watcher prediction. Pacing. Even though it feels a bit fast at times, Rudius develops from shut-in loser man to father with flaws and a truly great guy. I feel that's the greatest piece of Mushoku Tensei. Not the fucking music. I think everything is trash up until season 2 part 2. It's the characters. The story of Mushoku Tensei feels real. Like when Rudy rots his arm. In other anime, there would have been some bullshit healing technique that would regen his entire arm, but instead the anime takes the realist route and only heals piece of his arm. So now he has to deal with a stub for the rest of his time. So this anime has real consequences that shouldn't just be taken lightly. And I absolutely love the idea, but this anime has taken me down a road where I genuinely can't tell where the next arc is gonna go. The man has 2 wives, a kid, and the rest of the family. It could either be a divorce arc, or his entire family gets killed and he starts John Wicking it around. That's the only things I can think of at least. And I absolutely love how the anime keeps me on my toes, instead of like how other isekai, if you watch one, you've seen them all, and you can tell the love interest, you can tell where the story's heading, you can tell the bullshit condition that makes the main character OP. Mushoku Tensei wines and dines all the anime trope, then rails them over the side, like Rudy, who is literally the best representation of someone who just deserved a second chance, and his deep and rich story is one of the best I've ever seen. So comment what other anime you want me to review,